Thank you. All right. So here we are on October 28, 2021. I'm Reverend Joanne Angel Barry Cologne, your certified holistic personal trainer, intuitive healer, cosmic energy reader, master of numerology, medical astrologer, and also where my deck of cards here. Also, somewhere along the line, they're sitting on my table. Let's pull them out. The cards, the famous cards, how I do my work. My chakra balance, numerology, cosmic energy, forecast deck. Yes, long name. Anyway, so today I'm going to be working with you, Sherry. I'm so excited to do the work with you today as we go through what I like to call a chakra balance meditation to help you balance your chakra system, to help you clear out one or more issues from your tissues, as I refer to it as, because that's what I do. I help clients like yourself release issues from your tissues as you release emotional weight and fall in love with yourself. Well, I get to witness that transformation. And that's like the best part of my job, because I get to witness it. And I do witness every moment that you go through some sort of release. So today we're going to tap into your chakra system. And Sherry, for me, if you can, and if you can let me know one area, one emotion that you would like to work on clearing today in your session, what would that be? Hatred's a biggie. Hatred's almost like anger. It's very similar to the two, except I think sometimes it carries a very different energy. So what I like you to do, Sherry, is I like you to close your eyes. And as you close your eyes, I like you to just become centered into your own energy. So any of the background noise that you might have, whether it's your dogs barking or a car driving by or horn beep, whatever it might be, that's actually going to enhance this meditation. So it's not going to be an interference. It's going to enhance the meditation. So the louder the dogs bark, the more intensive your meditation is going to become. So welcome it in. If it happens, don't get annoyed by it. Because as humans, we tend to get annoyed rather than just say, okay, we're going to just welcome it, because it's natural parts of life that happens. So I want you to take a deep breath in. And as you take that breath and exhale it out, I want you just to slowly let go of anything that is not going to serve this meditation today. And you don't need to know what that might be or not be. Just let it all go. And I want you to take another deep breath in. And this time you're going to allow that breath to drop down to your feet so you can feel connected to the earth. Because when we think about meditation and connecting with our chakras, especially as we move up to the higher chakras, we tend to float if we are not grounded. So I don't want you floating. I want you to stay centered. I want you to stay supported. And I want you to feel supported as you go through this process. And as you feel your feet on the floor, I want you to feel connected to Mother Earth. Now I want you to take another deep breath in. And as you take this breath in and exhale out, I want you to begin to call on any of your guides, whether it be a loved one that's crossed over, if you have an archangel that you work with, and if you don't, you can call all of them. Just bring them all in and say, Archangels, I invite you into my session today. And then they will all gladly come in. Now, the beautiful thing about archangels is, yes, sometimes you have to give them a job to do. And sometimes you just say to them, you know what? You know what to do, so do your work. And they're really good at that. They don't mind being told what to do. They don't mind being demanded on. Well, Archangel Michael, you're going to help me cut out any of the obstacles that's preventing me from letting go of hatred. Archangel Raphael, you're going to help heal my heaviness in my heart so I can fill it up with something else, such as joy, peace, forgiveness, and love. Archangel Gabriella is going to help in the process of just feeling more love for yourself. And those are just 3 of the archangels, and there's so many more. And as I said, you've called in your loved ones. Anyone who's crossed over, you can have them come in. Doesn't matter the relationship you had with them in the human form. Once they cross over, They are a totally different energy, and they are a loving energy. So if you've had any conflicts with any of the loved ones who've crossed over and they happen to be there with you today, know that those conflicts no longer exist. They are in the loving space. They see you in a loving light. So just be open to that as well. You're also going to call in on your higher self. So you can actually get to know your higher self and see yourself as a higher version of you at a higher vibration, where hatred really does not exist. Hatred is something that comes from our ego. And when we learn to work in that balancing between the ego and the spiritual wisdom, which is our higher self, we learn how to recognize that whatever the reasons to why you've called hatred in to begin with, you learn to see the bigger picture and you learn to understand the lesson behind it, which is how we heal from it when we get to understand the bigger picture. And then you're also going to call in your higher power, whoever that might be for you. So now your entire room should be filled with an audience. You should have lots of people around you. You should be feeling all your energies. Now, I use the word you should be feeling. Now, theoretically speaking, I'm assuming that we, all of us, are clairaudient, transcendent, we hear, we see, we feel, we touch, we smell. We have all of those amazing senses that we can tap into, our 5 spiritual senses. And the more we tap into meditation, the more we activate these senses. So just being in that space and just allowing yourself to be open, that you're open to feeling their energy around you. You're open to even hearing them talk to you once I shut my mouth. You're also open to seeing them as well, as though they're just sitting right there with you. As pure as day, as the sun shines down from the skies, how you can see your loved ones in front of you. And when you're open to all of this energy, it expands your ability to what's just in front of you. Now we've connected all of our loved ones, archangels, higher self, higher power. We're connecting to Mother Earth. We're connected to your higher self. Now what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to take another deep breath here. And as you exhale this breath, I'd like you to become aware of that moment, that experience that you first felt hatred, where it stems from. And once you have that experience, do you have that memory of when it first came on for you?
No, I don't.
Okay. But you do know that you hold on to hatred.
I do, yeah.
Okay.
It's anger and hatred. I mean, I'm not sure which is more dominant.
It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Ideally here, what we just want to do is see if you can get an attachment to when you first experienced it. If it was to the point where as a child, your first experience, or if it's something that showed up more towards your teenage years or as an adult, or maybe this is even something you're carrying from a past life experience. Which one of those resonates more with you?
I'd have to say my teenage years.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to see if you can connect with yourself from the age of, give and take, 13 to 16. And once you have that, I just want you to just sort of relive that experience just for a moment. And see if you can understand the lesson behind why you might have gotten angry or in a state of anger. Are you able to connect with anything?
Yes.
What's showing up for you?
My parents and the constant fighting and just this evil in the family.
Okay. So now, does it serve you to hold on to that energy anymore?
No.
Okay. So I like to ask you to ask, what age are you looking at? Is it 13, 14, 15, or 16? I get a sense that somewhere between 13 and 14.
Yeah.
Okay. So what I'd like you to ask your 13-and-a-half-year-old self, if she is willing to cut the cord to that experience. What does she say?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Excellent. Now we're going to ask her, what would she like to cut the cord with? Does she want to use a scissor? Does she want to use a knife? Does she want to use a sword? What does she want to use to cut that cord?
A knife.
Okay. So what we're going to do now is we're going to ask her, and she can cut this cord at any point. She can cut it where the cord is close to her. She can cut it in the middle. She can cut it toward wherever she wants to place that knife is where she's going to cut. And before she does, I want her to recite out loud, I am releasing my energy of hatred. I am releasing my energy of hatred. And when she's ready, have her cut the cord.
Okay.
Did she cut the cord?
Yes.
Ask her how she feels.
A little lighter.
Okay, excellent, excellent. So what I like you to do now, just keeping her energy there with you for the moment, I like you to focus in on your heart chakra. So what you're going to do is you're going to place both hands in prayer position.
Okay.
And you're just going to gently rub your hands up and down as though you're warming them up. And then when you're ready, you're going to slowly separate your hands. And what I want you to feel is energy going from one palm to the other. And when you can feel that, separate your hands a little bit more. Now I want you to take that energy and I want you to visualize that energy as a green ball of light. And half of that green ball of light, the other half is going to be pink. I want you to place both hands on your heart, right in the center of your heart. Center of your chest, rather, sorry.
Oh, my chest.
Yes,
Okay.
right in the center of the chest. And I want you to now visualize, and you can drop your elbows down so it's more comfortable for you. I want you to visualize this pink and green light as a ball. And this ball is going to rock forward and back. Every time the ball rocks to the back, it's going to spritz out green energy to heal this cord cutting that you just did. And anytime it spritz to the front, it's going to spritz out pink energy to bring in more joy and love. So we're replacing hatred and anger with joy and love. Do those two emotions work well for you, joy and love?
Yes.
Excellent. So for the next 60 seconds, I just want you to stay connected to that ball as it rocks forward and back. And as it does, you may very well start to feel your body rocking forward and back as well in this energy work. And remembering that as the ball rocks to the back, it's just healing the cord of cutting hatred. And as it rocks to the front, you're just receiving and replacing the hatred and anger with joy and love. And just sit in that energy just for a bit longer. I'm going to do that for another 30 seconds. And as the ball bounces to the front, I want you just now to see this beautiful pink light. And in that light, I'd like you to visualize your inner child of 13 and a half years old and yourself at your current age. And I'd like you to ask your inner child if there's anything else she needs from you right now while she's there with you. Is there anything she needs from you?
No.
Okay, she doesn't need a hug or a kiss or anything like that.
No.
Okay. All right, so we're going to allow your 13-and-a-half-year-old inner child just go about her business. And now just seeing yourself in this beautiful pink bubble, this bubble of joy and love. I want you to take a breath here. And as you exhale this energy, I want you to now bring your attention down into your root chakra. And when we think about our root chakra, we think about grounding and balance. So I want you to balance out your energy where joy and love. How you see it balancing in your life, joy and love. And then we're going to move it up into the sacral energy. When we think of sacral energy, we think of creating and birthing and confidence. So see yourself creating more joy and love and doing it with such confidence. Joy and love. And let's move this energy on up into your solar plexus. And when we move it into the solar plexus, this is going to be a biggie. I want you to feel worthy of experiencing and receiving joy and love. Feel worthy of it. And feeling enough. And feeling accepting. Accepting yourself of joy and love. And then we're going to bring that energy right up into the heart, right where you are, where you see this beautiful pink energy surrounding you, filling you up with joy and love. And then we're going to move that energy right on up into your throat. And as we move this energy into the throat, this is where we get to express the joy and love. And maybe you can even hear your inner voice speaking out to you, Sherry, I love you. Be open to hearing those words from others as well. Be open to experiencing the joy around you. This one's a little heavier for you.
Very heavy.
Yes. Talk to me about it.
It's just words that were never said in my life.
You've
And
never
words that I don't.
You've never said them, or you've never heard them, or a combination of both?
I very rarely say them, and I never heard them.
Okay, well, today we've cut a cord, and perhaps we cut that cord enough where now you're open to receiving, to hear those words. And I'm going to be the first to say them to you. And I want to know how it feels to receive them, and if you are open to receiving. Sherry, I love you. Are they just words, or can you accept them?
I want to accept them, but I just hear words.
Okay, it's going to take time. It's going to be something that you're probably going to have to say out loud to yourself every single day, as often as you can, and saying it also to people as well. So this way here, you can invite that energy in. And the more you can say it, it won't be so choking for you to say, where you feel like you're suffocating right now. In fact, with one hand, I want you to just gently place your hand over your throat chakra. Very gently, just with one hand. Just to clear the energy of it being challenging to say those words. So they can freely come out. And that they're not just words, they're actually being said with wholeheartedness. And if you can at this time, I want you to say out loud say out loud, I love you, Sherry.
I love you, Sherry.
How does that feel for you now?
Easier to say than what it would have been a moment ago.
And do you believe it? Do you love yourself?
Yeah, I do.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. We can rest that hand back down into your heart. Then we're going to bring that energy on up into your third eye. And as you bring the energy into your third eye, begin to visualize love. Begin to visualize love, where you can literally call in love. Because again, what we focus on is what we create. So if we can focus today on just calling in love, whether you're seeing people walk down the street holding hand in hand, people caressing each other, people loving each other, even people calling you today, random phone calls, where they just decide that they just need to say, Sherry, I just wanted to say to you that I truly love you. You're a remarkable woman. Thank you. Call that energy in. And then you might also be inspired to picking up the phone or sending a text to say to somebody, you know, I love you. And just random thoughts of the words, I love you. And there's nothing weird about it. And just seeing that, focus on it, call it in. And then bring that energy on up into your crown. As you bring it into the crown, you're allowing yourself to connect into a different version of who you were just 20 minutes ago. Who you were 20 minutes ago was a woman who held on to your inner child's experience of having hatred and anger within your system. Here you are 20 minutes later, and you've cut that cord. You've cut the energy. Now, it doesn't always work so quickly, and we're going to determine how long it will take in a minute. So as you sit in your higher energy, your higher self, I'd like you to give me a number from 1 to 99.
69.
I love it. 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 69 is such a beautiful number. Such a beautiful number. I actually shared that number with my husband today. This might be a little TMI, but I'm going to share it anyway. I was saying to him that because we both have Cancer energy in our signs, he's a Cancer sun, I'm a Cancer rising, and the symbol for Cancer is 669. That's their symbol. And I told him, I said, we need to spend more time in 69. So yeah, so embracing the 69, but in numerology, when we think about that number, it works out to be a 6. And in numerology, the number 6 is all about how we heal ourselves of our karmic cycles, our karmic lessons, and the inner child experience that you've been holding on to from the age of 13 and a half to present date. Today, you've cut the cord on. And because of the 69 and works down to a 6, theoretically, within the next 6 days, you should start to feel even lighter than you're feeling now, because that's how little time it's going to take to really feel this new energy coming in. Now, what I like to also do today is to help you collapse that time. Do you know what it means by collapsing time?
No, I don't.
Okay. Collapsing times means that theoretically, as humans, we set up a time frame to how long something should take. Like I just said, it's going to take you 6 days to feel this energy, because humanly, that's what we do. But in the spirit world, there's no such thing as time. So we're going to collapse time. And that just means is where I'm going to have you visualize in the current state of now, of embracing joy and love, as you just did, where you were feeling it easier to tell yourself you love you. Where theoretically 20 minutes ago, if I would have asked you to say that, you probably would not have been able to. So just again, just visualize right now, this new energy. And we don't need to call it in 6 days from now. You can actually start to experience it now. And that as 6 days from now comes on, you'll fully 100% embrace it. So over the next 6 days, what you will very well experience is hearing people say to you, Sherry, I love you. You will find yourself wanting to say this to more people, friends, family, and strangers for even that matter. I can't tell you how many times in the street I'll walk past someone and say to them, I love you. I do get the craziest looks though. They're like, what? I'm like, I love you. And they're like, really? You don't even know me. I know you. I love you. You're beautiful. Have a great day. And I keep walking. And whether they were open to receiving it or not, they heard it. And it probably made their day, because they're probably very similar to you, where they probably have never heard it either. Because there's a lot of people out there who don't. Because it's something that's not an easy thing to say. And if someone's never really experienced it, to hear it, they're not able to receive it. So now that you've heard it today, and now that you said it today, you are open to receiving it. So now what I like you to do is I like you to visualize all 7 energies. As you do, I'm going to now connect you to their colors. We're going to start from the crown. I want you to visualize this purple light just expanding all the way up to the sky. And then we're going to go down to the indigo light to expand your vision, to open up the focus, to clean the lens of your focus so you can see things in a much different light. And then we're going to drop down to the throat and see this beautiful turquoise blue light, activating your voice and your ears so you can speak and also hear, express yourself and also listen. And then dropping down into the heart where you have that beautiful pink and green energy, the green to help you heal and the pink to bring in the love and joy. And moving down into the solar plex where we're sitting in the yellow energy, where you get to really feel worthy and feeling the abundance of love and joy all around you. And then dropping into the sacral energy, that orange energy where you're going to get to have this rebirth and birth all this love. And having this love, you may also notice and start to feel a change in your creativity, because the creativity is going to start to flow out with love and joy, doing everything with more love and joy, receiving the love and giving the love, that feminine and masculine energy. And recognizing how confident you become as you endure and embrace love. And then dropping it down into the root chakra, into that red energy. Seeing the balance, seeing your life balance now that you're embracing joy and love into it. And just see these 7 colors as small little lights spinning, spiraling. And as they each flow and turn, you start to feel this energetic feeling within. And externally, things are going to start to flow as well. Because when our energy is flowing within, the energy starts to flow out. So just sit with that experience of feeling all 7 energies in flow. And as you do, we're going to recite 7 affirmations. We're going to recite them out loud. And here we go. I am balanced with joy and love.
I am balanced with joy and love.
I'm creating joy and love.
I am creating joy and love.
I am worthy of joy and love.
I am worthy of joy and love.
I love myself.
I love myself.
I'm expressing joy and love.
I'm expressing joy and love.
I am seeing joy and love all around me.
I am seeing joy and love all around me.
I am connected to joy and love.
I am connected to joy and love.
I'd like you to bring both hands into prayer position right in front of your heart center. Just take a moment to be grateful for 3 things right now. And just give yourself an explanation to why you are grateful for those 3 things. And then I'd like you to visualize a beautiful white light slightly above your crown. And see that white light spiraling down to each chakra until that white light drops down to your feet. And once it does, you can rest your hands in your lap. And know that that white light that is within you shines out on all those in their darkest moments, and then shines back on you when you are in your darkest moments. Take a deep breath in. And slowly exhale the breath. And as you do, just feel your energy coming back into your body. And as the energy returns to your body, feel your energy back into the room that you were in. And you may open your eyes.
Boy, was that powerful.
How do you feel?
Drained, and I felt a lot of like tingling on my shoulders, and not really a pressure, but something on my heart. Not really pressure, but it just felt like an outward pulsing.
Makes sense. Yeah, makes sense, because again, as you're releasing that energy, perhaps it was coming out.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. You have water with you?
I do here, not right here at the desk, but I do.
If you want to go and grab a glass of water, go grab a glass of water.
Okay.
You don't have to take me with you.
Oh, okay. I'll just leave you looking at the ceiling.
It's okay. So that is the end of the chakra balance meditation with a cord cutting today on October 28, 2021.